Hello, my name is Abdullah Hisham Abdul Karim, and I will be explaining the things I studied during our phonology classes. The first things first is accent. It simply say it's how individuals pronounce words, particularly those associated with specific nation or region, such as American English and British English. And one example for the words is vitamins and vitamins. Vitamins, particularly British, and vitamins is American. Secondly, dialect. Uh, the way a language is spoken or written, which differs not just in terms of its pronunciation, but also in terms of its vocabulary, grammar, and word structures, among other things. An example for this in Indonesia is how the main language is Bahasa, while some other regions, for example, where I'm living, is Banjar, which is located in Banjarmasin. Thirdly, stress. Stress is in a speech or writing. It refers to a placing of special focus of importance on words, whether it would be noun, verb, adjectives, and so on. An example for a word is present and present. Present is verb, is to present something, while present is a gift. Yeah. And for intonation, it describes how the pitch of a speaker's voice rises and falls to communicate meaning during speech. It can also give some let's say, can we go home now? It's a way, the way you said home now is how you ask a question. You gives a sense of question. And another one is, and how dare you? Yeah. The way you said it, it gives you the sound of anger, frustration. And that's an example for intonation. And then received pronunciation, or abbreviated RP, is the standard form of British English pronunciation. Next one is articulatory phonetics. This branch of phonetics deals with describing the speech sounds of the language of the world based on their articulation, which is the movement of the vocal organs in our body. Among these are first is dental. When producing the da or the for speaking, the tongue touches the upper teeth, the, which causes it to sound like them. These sounds are called dental. Bilabial is also another example, another form of articulatory phonetics, and among one of the examples for this is a consonant P. Well, it causes due to our upper and lower lips touching together. Pa. Or the consonant B. Consonant B. B. And now after this is another thing I learned is vowel. These are simply the sounds there are no hindrances or obstructions to the airflow when it passes from the larynx to the lips, such as O, E, A. Yeah. Alright, I forgot to mention earlier about consonants. Consonants simply anything that can hinder, which is the opposite of vowel, hindering the airflow or obstructing the airflow of when producing sounds. Like I mentioned earlier about dental and bilabial. Anything that's not vowel are called consonants. Basically, yeah, anything that's not a vowel. Now, SCHWA. It is an unstressed central word vowel in the International Phonetic Alphabet. Now, the other thing that I learned is Adam's apple. It is the lump of cartilage that is visible from the voice box or the larynx. It is more visible in men rather than women, because it's obvious. Because due to puberty, our voice starts to grow for men, while women it stays stuck. Some women do have an obvious Adam's apple, but that's only some rare cases. Another thing another thing that I learned is cartilage. Yeah, it's a flexible connective tissue that is found in many areas on our body, and among these, and it's mostly it functions to provide support to the bones areas that are needed for flexibility, enhance bone resilience, and resist compressive force. Why I'm talking about cartilages when it's supposed to be about voices? Because the thing that about this cartilages, it also exists in our voice, uh, to make sound. In other words, now aggressive pulmonic airstream. It is where the air is pushed out of the lungs by the ribs and the diaphragm. Speech sounds are with some movement of the air, and the aggressive pulmonic is the most commonly found air movement in all languages of the world. In other words, this aggressive pulmonic airstream is how when we exhale from our lungs, by the ribs and the diaphragms, it produces sound. It's hard for us to speak when we inhale, and such this is most common around the world. Another thing studied is, and finally, is phonation. Phonation, or voicing, happens when the vocal folds vibrate and a sound is produced. Example: speaking, singing, etc. It is about everything that I explained so far and what I'm doing currently. Yes, that is all for my explanation. I think I gave a 15 points, and to note it down in order what I explained earlier. Firstly, accent, dialect, stress, intonation, received pronunciation, articulatory phonetics, dental, bilabial, vowel, consonant, that's 10, SCHWA, Adam's apple, cartilage, aggressive pulmonic airstream, and phonation. Yes, that's all for that's that's all it right now. And thank you very much for watching, and see you. Goodbye.